My business is my passion. My office, my heaven.
I love my job, but my real passion is photography. That's why even on my daily commute, I carry my camera with me.
The loyalty and reward management company Intermiles, previously known as Jet Privilege, believes that content forms the core of their marketing activities. The brand has a robust content marketing strategy in place that cuts across all the channels of communication. In an interaction with Republic TV Presence Engage, Zamir Kochar, Vice President Marketing and Member Engagement, talks about the brand's content plans, growth of content marketing in 2019, and trends that will shape the content space in 2020.
Because encouraging her passion also takes us all to amazing destinations.
Why is content marketing an integral part of the marketing strategy in your category?
Content marketing is an integral part of our marketing strategy. As you're aware, we operate in the travel and lifestyle space, and content becomes the core to bring that philosophy to life. How we fulfill the aspirations of our members by creating truly rewarding experiences become the crust of our philosophy, and it translates into an annual marketing plan for us, which then is brought live through various initiatives to drive the business KPIs.
How focused are you on content marketing?
I think the focus is tremendous, and we really have a robust content marketing strategy in place which cuts across all channels of communication, whether it's the offline channel or the online channel. And to bring that to life, content becomes the key peg to build a strong, compelling proposition for those media vehicles that is there. So if you ask me, basis the media plan that we put together, the allocation of budget accordingly then goes towards the vehicles that we are signing.
What are the challenges related to creating and distributing content for service platforms like yours?
I think the category in which we operate is extremely exciting, right? It's the travel and lifestyle space. And today, where all the conversations are moving from offline to online, to make those conversations relevant, there are excellent and exciting distribution vehicles and platforms available, whether they are native advertising platforms to content publishing platforms to even your own channels which is there. So the stress is not about which media vehicle that you take it forward with, because it's horses for courses. It is more about having relevant content which can then live up to the expectation of the people you want to talk to.
Loyalty programs overall have seen a lot of influencers collaborations. How does it help you?
Influencer marketing actually works very well for brands for various reasons. It helps in building awareness, it helps in building better intrigue, advocacy, reach, engagement. So for Intermiles as a program, we've worked with influencers in the past and we'll continue to do so. I think what is critical for us is defining what the goal objectives that we have for those influencers, the type of influencer marketing campaigns that we want to drive, the type of influencers that we want to work to, and what's the overlap of the core audiences of that we want to reach out to and what the influencer brings to the table. And finally, having the key metrics and success clearly defined before we go ahead with these initiatives.
Which is the most effective content format for the brand?
So I think content, till the time it's interesting, exciting, meaningful and relevant for the core audiences that you want to talk to, the format really doesn't matter. It needs to ensure that the message that you have, whether it's in an email or on your digital platforms through a banner, that click needs to drive a visit and that visit needs to ensure engagement. So it really doesn't matter whether it's a long format or a short format, whether it's a blog or it's a webinar. Till the time it's engaging, the format is just a means to take the message forward.
Are you a believer in partnering other niche platforms for content distribution?
Content can be amplified through multiple channels. It could be your own channels, to your own channels, to your paid channels. Again, the decision of using which channel will depend on what business KPI you want to drive and which part of the funnel you want to hit hard, whether it's top of the funnel to the conversion or the sales funnel, which is the end last mile, which is there. You always need to have always on campaigns from a content perspective so that the engagement continues. And then you might have bursts in different intervals, which creates that extra buzz or hype or talkability, which is there. So again, depending upon what vehicle you choose, those become then the distribution platforms that you would tie up and partner with.
What is your observation about the growth of content marketing in 2019?
Interesting question. In 2019, actually, not only for us, but I've noticed a lot of organizations putting a lot of robust structures in place where content development, new content design, and deployment have become priorities. Actually, it's the next wave of growth of engagement that can happen through your member bases or through your customers that you want to attract. So it is something which is getting the serious due importance that it should have. It's a core stream that cuts across all the media mixes which is there. So it's high time that content starts engaging with people in the way it should, which means it needs to be compelling enough, it needs to be differentiated enough, and that will bring in the brand love and advocacy for it.
What trends do you predict for 2020?
Actually, from a 2020 perspective, from a content element, we all know that 50% of the searches going forward will be through voice. And having an effective voice search strategy will actually command you to have a very different approach towards content. We all as human beings learn to talk first before we learn to type. So looking at our audience profiles and the audience research that you would do, your content optimization will vary. The information that people seek through those mediums and channels will be very different. So how do you optimize your content to rank for 0 position will be the question brands will be asked. And also how do you optimize your local searches will be another element. So very interesting time where voice search becomes a key marketing channel and content will play a big role to influence that.
What are your plans for exploring vernacular content?
Yeah, so before I answer that question, I have some interesting data to share. We have around 125 million Indians who speak English in the country. That actually makes us the second largest country in the world which speaks English. We also know that we have around 450 to 500 million active internet users. So assuming all these English speaking people are on the internet today, yet there is a significant percentage of people whose primary language is not English, and we as brands communicate with them through ads or creative formats which is primarily English driven. So just imagine the potential and the opportunity if you move to vernacular content, the kind of engagement you can drive among your core audience groups which is there. But having said that, a lot of brands like OTTs who are now accent and language agnostic curate content locally while it might be created globally and use it to their advantage to engage with their customers. We see a lot of startups, we see a lot of NGOs also doing the same, where vernacular content becomes a lead way to communicate. So it's an interesting area. We as a brand also are seriously considering it, and maybe video as a format becomes the first way of re-engaging our audiences through vernacular content going forward.
Republic TV presents Engage, a video interview series brought to you by Buzz and Content.